Let's get started flat on our backs and just taking a couple minutes to relax, check in, and notice how the body feels tonight. All right, let's get started. Oh, good. I see Kim's here now too. Kim, I was just saying we're going to start laying down flat on the mat. So laying back, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Your knees can be bent, bringing the lower back down to the floor, or if you're more comfortable with your legs extended, go right ahead. We're just going to spend a couple moments here breathing deeply and fully. So as you inhale, expand the chest, abdomen, and back with fresh air. And as you exhale, let the abdomen, back, and chest relax. So it may be helpful to place a hand on the chest and another hand on the abdomen to really emphasize that we want a deep breath and we're not just breathing shallowly into the upper chest, but we're breathing deeply into the full torso. Notice how your body feels tonight. If there are any muscles that are tight or sore, try and let them relax. And just be mindful of them as we move through our practice. If your knees are bent, straighten them out, lower the heels down to the mat. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up, and lengthen the body. So reach away through the palms, draw the heels together, point the toes, become as long as possible. And then inch your fingers or your hands over towards the right corner of the room, finding length through the left side of the torso. And let's come back through center and reach over to the left. And let's come back through center, release the hands, bend the elbows, bring them down to shoulder height. Back of the hand is flat on the floor. And let's move with the breath. Inhale, sliding the fingertips towards one another overhead. Exhale, drawing the elbows in towards the waistline. So feeling that space between the scapula as they rotate. Keep your forearms and hands down on the floor. And as you exhale, bring the arms all the way down to the sides, bend the right knee, hug it in towards the chest, point and flex the foot, circle the toes, both directions. And then begin to rock the leg left to right, up and down. And circle the knee around, both directions again. And then slide your hands to the back of your right thigh, so along the hamstrings, straighten out the right knee, lift the toes up towards the sky, and gently draw the thigh in towards your chest, keeping the shoulders back and relaxed, keeping the neck relaxed. And as you exhale, maybe you could pull the leg in just a little bit closer. So we're just warming up the body, so don't push too hard. We want to feel a stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. We'll do these again at the end of class. Hopefully we'll feel a little bit more loose. So let's bend the right knee, hug it back in towards your chest. Try and keep your left leg down and relaxed. You're welcome to bring your left hand to the left hip or thigh to remind it to stay down on the floor. And from here, we're going to move into a half happy baby. So bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. So your right elbow is kind of tucked inside the right knee or thigh. We're going to wrap our right hand around the top of the right foot so we can open up the right foot towards the ceiling and draw the right knee and thigh down towards the mat. So we should feel the stretch through the hamstring and through the right inner thigh. Again, left leg is as relaxed as possible. Breathe deeply. Excellent. Bend the right knee, heel back in towards the glutes. Take the left hand, place it on top of the right knee or upper shin, and draw the right leg over to the left. So keeping the knee bent, we're now rolling onto the left hip and getting a deep stretch through the right hip and upper thigh. Let's release and lower the right leg all the way down to the floor. Take a nice deep breath. And we'll switch sides, bending the left leg, hugging it in towards the chest, starting at the toes, wiggling them around, pointing, flexing the foot, circling the toes. Working our way up to the thigh and hip, rocking the leg to both sides, up and down. And then gentle circles, starting small, gradually getting bigger, going both directions. And then bring your hands to the left hamstring, straighten out the left leg, toes up towards the sky, and gently pull the thigh in towards your chest. Again, shoulders are back and down towards the floor, head is relaxed. Point and flex the foot a couple times. And don't forget to breathe. Excellent. Let's bend the left knee, hug it back in towards the chest. And now we'll take our left hand, bring it to the inside of the left leg. Place the palm on top of the left foot, wrapping your fingers around the outside edge. Release the left leg if you're still holding onto it with the right hand. And just open up the left knee so the sole of the left foot is pointing towards the ceiling. We're drawing that upper thigh or the front of the left thigh towards the floor. Good. Let's pull the heel back in towards the glute. Right hand comes to the left knee or upper shin, and we're going to pull the left leg over to the right. The hip will lift off the floor. Turn your head and look past your left shoulder. And let's come back through center. Hug the left knee back in towards the chest. Bend the right knee, hug it in as well. And we're going to rock along the length of our spine. So 3 or 4 times. Tuck the chin so you can really round the back as much as possible. It'll be a little bit more comfortable. And then we're going to come all the way up to standing. So you can either do that quickly. Oops. I kind of decided halfway through that one. Or just come forward when you're ready. So let's come to the top of our mat. Feet under our hips for mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back. And let's move with our breath for some sun salutations. Inhaling. Exhaling, palms together at the center of our chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Look towards the knees. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the right toes. Exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. All right, so we're gonna begin our standing practice with some warriors. So we're gonna start with warrior one. So let's take our right leg and step back a little bit more than a stride. Our right toes are gonna be turned about 45 degrees. Now this is really up to you, the exact angle of your foot. This is to take the tension off the back knee. But ideally, we have our heels in line. So imagine a tightrope. Left foot is centered along the tightrope. It comes all the way back and just our right heel is planted on it, okay? So when we step that right leg back, our chest and hips tend to open, but we want to bring them forward again. So our upper body is facing towards the top of our mat. Let's inhale, both arms up, biceps next to our ears. And as we exhale, bend the left knee, stack it over the ankle, and then tuck the tailbone slightly. So small movement. You may not see it, but you can feel it, intensifying that stretch through the right quad and hip flexor. Shoulders are relaxed, so drop your shoulders away from your ears and just look ahead, breathing deeply. One more nice deep breath. And then as we exhale, straighten out the left leg, lower our arms down, and I'd like you to open the right arm, chest, and hips towards the long right side of your mat. Walk your right foot back a little bit more, and this time center the left heel along with the right arch. Okay, perpendicular feet. Inhale, both arms up to shoulder height. And as we exhale, let's bend the left knee. Again, sinking it over the left heel or ankle. Kneecap is pointing towards the middle toe. And turn your head, look just past the left fingertips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, so working the muscles of the upper back. Help keep us supported and tall all day long. And breathe. Let's flip the left palm up towards the sky, and on your next exhale, gently relax the right hand back as we lift the left hand up for peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. And remember, we're not pressing down into the right leg, we're just letting the right hand relax. Lengthen upwards through the left fingertips and keep the lower body in place. Left knee stacked over ankle, kneecap pointing towards the middle toe, finding length through the left side of the abdominals, through the right inner thigh. Breathe deeply. Excellent. Let's come back to warrior two, arms parallel to the floor. And exhale, lower the arms, straighten out the left leg. Let's push off the right foot and come back to mountain pose. All right, before we switch sides, there's one more warrior left to do, warrior three. So the one everyone loves to hate, okay? So you may want to take a step back just so you have a little bit more mat space forward and back. But we're going to keep rooting down through the left foot. So spread the left toes wide, shoulders are back, arms are at our sides to begin. So the most important thing to remember here is we want to keep a nice tall body throughout this posture. So we're hinging at the hips and we're lowering our torso and lifting our right leg. But as we lower, for every inch our forehead comes down towards the mat, that right heel should come up towards the sky, okay? So move at your own pace, roll the shoulders back, shift the weight into the left foot, spread those toes nice and wide, and when you're ready, pick the right foot off of the mat and begin to hinge at the hips. So move slowly with control, keeping the body nice and long. So drop your gaze and draw it in to the space just in front of the left foot. Flatten out the lower back. Imagine you're balancing a glass of water. Breathe deeply. Got a lot going on here. We're lengthening the left hamstring, strengthening the right hamstring, the right glute, the muscles along the back of the body. The abs are working as well to keep us stable. Let's take one more breath and come back up with the same control, so not too fast. Try and keep that straight line. Woo. Excellent job. So that builds some heat as well in the body. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. We're going to do all of our warriors again. So come back to the top of the mat. This time we're going to keep the right foot anchored and take a big step back with the left foot. So turn those toes out about 45 degrees. Line up your heels. Bring the hips, shoulders, and chest back towards the top of the mat. Inhale our arms up. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack it over the ankle, point the kneecap towards the middle of the foot, and tuck the tailbone slightly. Excellent. Keep breathing deeply. Good. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale, straighten out the right leg, lower the arms down to the sides, rotate your hips, shoulders, and chest towards the left side of your mat now, and walk your left foot back on the mat, maybe about 6 inches. So we have a nice wide stance. Inhale, arms up to shoulder height, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and as you exhale, bend the right knee, again bringing it over the ankle, pointing towards the middle toe. Turn your head and look just past your fingertips. And let's flip the right palm up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, reach the fingertips up
Gently relaxing the left hand down towards the left leg, keeping the lower body steady. Tilt the chin and look up towards the sky. Excellent. Let's come back to Warrior Two. Palms face the floor. And release. Straighten out the legs, lower the arms to the sides, and press the left foot forward, back to the top of our mat. Excellent. All right, so we're going to move into Warrior Three, this time with the right foot rooting down. Many of us are more steady on this side. We're starting fresh anyway, so let's be optimistic. Root down through the foot, spread the toes wide, shoulders are back, eyes are focused. And when you're ready, we're peeling the left foot off the floor and hinging at the hips, keeping that straight line along the back side of the body. Keep the chin tucked in slightly. We don't want to have a curve in the upper neck. Flatten out the lower back. Many of us lift that left heel up towards the sky or rotate the abdomen towards the long left edge of the mat. But if you keep the chest down, you'll feel that stretch intensify through the right hamstring, which is where we want it. Excellent. Let's release with the same control. Excellent job. Shake it out. Okay, so let's walk our feet about mat width apart or so. Toes turned out about 45 degrees. We're going to do some squats. So again, this is unique to you with your hip flexibility. So adjust your feet as needed. Bring the hands to prayer position to begin. Shoulders are back. And let's move with our breath. Inhale, sinking down into our squat. We want our knees stacked over ankles. So I'm adjusting and walking my feet a little bit wider. And as we exhale, we're pressing through the soles of the feet, coming up. So inhale, sink down, check your alignment. Kneecap should be pointed towards the middle of the foot. So open up through the inner thighs or adjust the feet if needed. And exhale, back up on your own. Inhaling down, exhale, lift. On your next inhale, hold the squat nice and low and breathe. Keeping the body steady, let's lift both heels off the mat. Pressing down through all toes. Focus the eyes. Challenging the calves, building strength there. And let's lower our heels down. Exhale, straighten out the legs, come all the way up. Rotate the feet so they're parallel to each other now. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, hinge forward. So when you're about halfway down, you can drop your hands down towards the floor. Pull your chin towards your chest. And just look through the legs, letting the body hang and really relax. The more relaxed, the better. The more deeply we'll be able to move into this stretch. So feel free to adjust. Walking the legs a little bit wider will challenge the body a little bit more. It will intensify the stretch. And walk the feet together if you need a little bit more support tonight. Think about lengthening the torso, reaching the crown of the head down towards the floor.
lift the head, neck, and chest up slightly. Walk your hands over towards the right foot or ankle, rotating the torso, bringing the center of the chest towards the right thigh. Let the head and neck relax. Look towards your knee and breathe. And let's walk our hands back through center and over to the left. Again, rotating the center of the chest towards the left thigh. Breathe deeply. Good, let's come back through center. Hands to the mat for support. Let's lift the chest up until our torso is about parallel with the floor and walk your feet together slightly. So maybe 6 to 12 inches. Again, this is very dependent on our own body, our flexibility, and just how we're feeling in general tonight. We're going to work the inner thighs, get a little bit more length down the insides of the legs. So with our chest lifted, let's take an inhale. As we exhale, I want you to inch your fingertips over towards the right foot, bend the right knee, and reach the tailbone back behind you. So really reach it as far back as you can. Try and think about bringing the knee over the ankle, okay? It won't quite be there, but that's our intention, to shift the hips back as much as possible. And breathe. You can look ahead, or it might be a little bit more comfortable if you continue to look straight down, keeping your neck flat. Inhale. And let's exhale. Straighten out the right leg, inch the hands back to the center, tuck the chin towards the chest. Just take one nice deep breath. And then lift your head up. Torso parallel to the mat. Let's switch sides. Inhale. Exhale, inch the fingers to the left, bend the left knee, reach back through the tailbone. So imagine you're taking a seat in a chair that's just slightly out of reach. Breathe. Excellent. Let's straighten out that leg. Inch your hands back to center. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Fold forward. So let the head relax, looking through the legs. And let's walk our toes and heels together, bringing the feet under the hips, and continue to let the upper body just relax and hang forward over the thighs. So we're coming into our narrow leg forward fold, where our feet are under our hips. As you exhale, try and relax the torso down towards your thighs a little bit more. Now let's bring our hands around to the back of the calves or ankles. Pull your chest in and lengthen the crown of the head down towards your toes. And let's release the legs and round up, stacking the back all the way up. Excellent job. Let's shake out the legs. And we're going to come step to the back of our mat. I'm still going to face you, but you should face the long length of your mat. So we're going to bring our feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, toes turned out. We're going to sink down into our yogi squat. So you can do this by just sinking straight down, or if you want, you can bend the knees slightly, bring the hands to the mat for more support, and then lower the hips down. But we want the full foot making contact with the mat. Like any of our squats, our kneecaps and toes should be pointed the same direction. So it's very common here for our legs to just kind of roll inwards.
but we need to open up through the inner thighs. Your hips will probably lift up a little bit higher, that's okay, and point the kneecap in the same direction as the toes. Or if that's still not happening, adjust your toes accordingly, okay? So let's bring our hands to prayer position. Use your triceps to assist the inner thighs by pressing gently onto the inside of the leg and just making sure they don't collapse inwards, and you can sit up nice and tall. So think about lifting the chest, elongating the spine, breathing deeply here. The more we practice this one, the more comfortable it becomes, I promise. But we're also building good strength through the front of the ankles and the feet. And that's really important, especially moving into the summer season where many of us are wearing sandals or flip-flops, shoes with no support. So it's good to get these feet in shape now. Let's take one more breath. And then lean our hands forward, bring the knees down to the mat, and we're just going to come into child's pose. So flatten the tops of the feet to the floor. Sit your hips back to meet the heels, and arm placement is your choice. Fists stacked, forehead on top, maybe arms extended, or maybe back by your heels. Okay, let's lift our head, neck, and chest. We're going to swing our legs around. And bring the left leg straight out in front of us. Bend the right knee. And we're going to start by getting a little bit deeper into the right hip. And we're going to pick up the right leg. And imagine you're cradling a baby, okay, in your arms. Or if you want, you can actually hook the calf muscle across your biceps. So that would look like this, okay? But either one, we're pulling the whole leg into the chest, not just the lower leg. We want to sit up as tall as possible, and we're gently going to rock the leg side to side. Our left leg is down, flat, relaxed, not moving. We're breathing deeply, letting go of any tension or stress in the face and jaw. Good. So let's take this right leg, keep it bent, and just lower it down to the mat. Bring the sole of the right foot along the left inner thigh or the left calf. But you should already feel a little bit looser there. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe pull the flesh away from the sits bones so we can really anchor down into the mat. And let's inhale both arms up. Exhale, reach forward as you fold, lowering your face, neck, and chest towards the left leg, dropping your hands when you can't reach forward any further. Pull the chin towards the chest and let the body relax down towards itself. Good. Let's inhale both arms forward and up. Keep the left arm lifted. Bring the right hand just behind the right hip. We're going to press into the right hand, lift the hips off the mat, shift the weight into the right shin, the left foot, kind of a modified side plank. Open the chest, reach the left arm back, and breathe. Excellent. Let's lower our hips back down to the floor. Keep the left leg extended. We'll pick up the bent right leg and place the sole of the foot on the outside of the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall again. Bring the right hand behind the back, planting it just behind the tailbone. And let's inhale our left arm up. And exhale, lower the elbow on the outside of the right thigh, opening the chest and looking over the right shoulder. Excellent. Let's release. And now bring the right leg forward. Maybe shake out the legs a little bit. And we'll switch sides. So right leg is going to remain down and flat on the mat. We'll pick up that left leg and again, hook the arms underneath or bring your knee into the left elbow crease, the left foot into the right elbow crease. Either position is fine, or just gently drawing the entire leg in towards the chest and rocking it gently back and forth. Sit up as tall as possible. Good. Let's lower the left leg down, sole the foot along the right leg, either thigh or calf. Sit up tall, maybe adjust the flesh so we can anchor down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, reach forward as you fold. Draw your chin towards your chest and breathe. Good. Let's inhale both arms all the way up. Keep the right arm up towards the sky, left hand behind the back, just behind the left hip. Press into the left palm, lift the hips off the mat. Open the chest and reach back through the right fingers. Good. Let's lower hips back down to the floor. Keep the right leg extended. Pick up that bent left leg and bring it over to the outside of the right thigh. Maybe adjust the body a little bit. Bring the left hand behind the back. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, right arm up, and exhale, lower it on the outside of the left thigh, opening up the chest to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Good. Let's release. And now lower the left leg down. Again, pull the flesh away from the sits bones, sit up tall, seated forward fold, both legs together. Let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, reach forward as we fold. Drop the hands, draw the chin towards the chest. Keep reaching the crown of the head down towards your toes. Keep breathing deeply. Good. Let's inhale. Reach both arms all the way up. And then all the way down. Plant them just behind the hips, fingertips pointing forward for upward facing plank. So let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Press through the center of the palms. Lift the hips up. Drop your toes down towards the outside edges of the mat. Using the glutes, the muscles along the back side of the body. Keep the hips lifted. You can keep your chin at your chest, or you can lift it up towards the sky. Excellent. Let's lower the hips down. Well done. We're going to swing our legs around and lay down on our mat, on our abdomens. Take a couple deep breaths here, absorbing all those benefits of the last couple postures. Excellent. So let's slide our hands apart and we're going to press up into downward facing dog. Root down through the heels. Pedal them one at a time. Feel that length through the back side of the legs. Excellent. And on your next inhale, let's take a nice big step forward with the right foot. Come into our low lunge. Drop the hips down and forward. Reaching back through the left heel. And gently lower the left knee down to the mat, flatten the top of the foot, and let's walk our hands up to the right thigh, roll the shoulders back. Think about, or continue, I should say, to drop the hips down and forward to really get the most out of this left hip flexor stretch. And let's bring the right hand to the right hip or reaching it down towards the floor. Left arm reaches up and we're going to reach over to the right. So find a little bit more length through the left hip flexor and the abdominals. Good. Let's come back through center. And we're going to bring our hands back down to the mat, framing that right foot. And now shift the hips back, our runner's lunge, lifting the right toes, folding forward over the right leg. So we're ideally feeling this stretch through the right hamstring, again depending on the flexibility of your calves or how relaxed or flexed your foot is. You might feel this in the calf as well. Excellent. So let's lift our heads up. We're actually going to walk our hands forward, come back into that low lunge, and now I'd like you to inch your right foot even further forward. Okay? So we're gonna practice the splits. All right, I can't do the splits either, but that doesn't mean we can't practice. So we're walking that right foot forward as much as possible. Our left leg really doesn't need to move, but as we walk the right foot forward, once we can't walk it any further forward, lift the toes and see if you can wiggle the heel out just a little bit more. Okay? And we're going to continue to keep the body here supported using our hands. Take a couple breaths. Notice what muscles are really tight. And I mean that don't need to be. So generally when we move into these kind of postures, our body gets a little nervous and starts to clench some muscles that are actually fighting the stretch in order to protect us, of course. But let's try and let them relax. So it might be your quads, okay? It might be your calves. Try and let them relax. Notice what those muscles are. Breathe deeply. And now we're just going to bend our elbows just a little bit. See if we can lower our chest down towards that right leg. And again, this is an intense stretch, so if it's too much, lift the chest up. If it's still too much, pull that heel back in, okay? This isn't a competition with anyone or with ourselves. We're just working on finding more length through the back of the right leg and through the left hip flexor and quad. All right, let's straighten out our elbows. And we're going to step back into downward facing dog. I like to do it this way by bringing the right hand inside the right leg. And then if you can, kind of sweep that leg back. I find that one feels the best. So whatever way you need to move into downward dog, go right ahead. So lift back up, pedal the heels. Notice the way the right leg feels versus the left leg. Breathe deeply into it. And then on your next inhale, let's take a big step forward with the left foot. Back into our traditional low lunge, knee stacked over the heel. Hold it here and breathe deeply. Good. Lower the right knee, flatten the top of the foot. We're going to walk our hands up to the left thigh. Roll the shoulders back. Just take a moment here, breathe deeply, continue to sink the hips down and forward. And you can keep the left hand on the left hip or thigh or reach it down towards the floor. Inhale, right arm up, and exhale, continue to reach and lengthen over to the left, keeping the right arm back, bicep next to the ear. Keep the hips down and forward. Good, let's come back through center. Lower our hands down to the mat and shift the hips back.
Straightening out the left leg, lifting the toes, folding forward over the thigh, reaching the crown, head down towards the toes. Good, let's lift the head, neck, chest up slightly. We're gonna walk our hands forward, lower the left toes down, back into our low lunge, and then begin to inch the left foot forward. So one side is always tighter than the other. This is my tight side, so be gentle, move slowly. Don't be upset if one side doesn't seem to be quite the same as the other. So once you can't walk that foot forward any further, let's lift the toes and begin to wiggle the heel forward, if you can. And again, use the hands to keep the body supported. If you feel like you have more length, you can always walk the right knee back as well. And then begin to bend the elbows, lowering the chest down towards that left thigh, just as we did on the other side. Notice if there's any muscles fighting you here. Try and let them relax. If you close your eyes, you might relax a little bit more. Excellent. So we're going to ease our body back, release this posture, and ease the left leg back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Now lift the right heel up towards the sky. Bend the knee and let's pull the bent right knee in towards the chest, lowering it down between our hands for pigeon pose. Relax the left leg back. Inhale, nice deep breath. Exhale, forward fold. Notice your hips. They should be evenly distanced above the mat. Good, let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Walk our hands back to either side of the right leg, and we're going to step back to downward dog. Pedal the heels. And switch sides. Inhale, left heel up. Bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest, lower it between the hands. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Good, let's release, let's sit up, walk the hands back, sit down to the left hip, swing the legs around, and roll back on your mat. Tuck the shoulder blades under the body, take a couple nice breaths here. And now lower the left leg down to the floor, lift the right foot up, bring the hands to the back of the hamstring, draw the thigh in towards the chest. This should feel a lot more loose, a lot warmer and easier than it did at the very start of class. And let's release all the way down to the floor. Switch sides, left leg up, hands behind the thigh. Draw the leg in towards your chest. And release. And now bend your knees. Let's place the right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh. Reach the right hand through the leg, the left hand on the outside. Draw the legs in towards your chest. And release the hands, but don't quite move the legs yet. We're going to lower the left foot to the mat, slide the right leg on top of the left. So bring the thighs together, arms out to the sides, and gently lower the stacked knees over to the left. Turning your head and looking past your right hand. Good, let's release, bring the knees back up through center, and we'll switch sides. So right foot down to the floor, pick the left leg up, left ankle on top of the right knee or thigh, left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside, draw the legs in towards your chest. And lower the right foot down, slide the left leg, stack it on top of the right, arms out to the side, gently lower the knees to the right side, and look over the left shoulder. And then bring your knees back into the center. Straighten the legs out, bring your heels down to the mat, about mat width apart, palms up towards the sky, arms halfway between the hips and the shoulders. Tuck the shoulder blades under the back of the body and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You can repeat that a couple more times. And then breathe gently but fully, letting go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. And if the mind begins to wander, just bring it back to the breath, back to the physical body as it relaxes. Bring your awareness all the way down your body to your feet. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Om. Bring awareness back to the body. Take a nice deep breath. Gently lift your arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips, pointing through the toes, awakening the body. Reach your arms over towards the right side and the left side. And then gently roll back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Great job, everyone. Well done tonight. I hope you're feeling good, nice and relaxed, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.